Let's go over different ways to increase overhead mobility. So if you're an overhead athlete or you compete in CrossFit powerlifting, Olympic weightlifting, anything that makes you reach overhead, but you find that your overhead movement's limited due to pain and overall function and mobility of the shoulder, I want you to try these three things in order to increase that mobility and decrease your pain. The first thing I want you to try working on is thoracic mobility, specifically with extending the thoracic spine or bending back. Oftentimes, if we're trying to reach overhead and we don't have this movement in the thoracic cage to open up and press, our chest is kind of rounded forward and we're pressing here, leading to some impingement type symptoms around the shoulder because we're not unable to open up into that overhead position. So grabbing a nifty foam roller here and a good sturdy surface, we're just going to start with foam rolling the mid back. So go to find the lower part of the thoracic cage. Don't really want to go into the lumbar spine. Crossing your arms here and just slightly leaning back, hanging out for about 1 to 2 seconds, then crunching forward. And we're just working our way up the entire thoracic spine here. With this, you may feel some popping, clicking. It's okay, that's just mobility opening up, similar to the chiropractic adjustment, but not as specific. Once you reach the top of the spine, let's work our way back down. Slowly but surely addressing the whole thoracic. So the next position we're going to be going over to increase overhead mobility and pressing motions is going to be a child's pose stretch with a lift off. So we're going to try to make it more of a kind of an FRC pails and rails type exercise here. So on the floor, I'm just going to go into child's pose. So let's go knees wide, reaching our arms forward. Right here alone, you can start feeling some stretching if you have tight lats and if that's what your overhead motion is limited to. Just opening up these lats, getting them lengthened in an overhead position. So you can hang out here anywhere from like 30 seconds to a minute, kind of rocking back and forth, side to side, finding which lat is more tighter and kind of hanging out there and just stretching more. From here, to make it active, we're just going to be lifting an arm up off the floor. Alternating each arm for a handful of reps, up to 10 reps per side. So we're not only activating shoulder flexion, but we're lengthening the lat, then allowing us to activate the deltoid, the external rotators, and the flexors of the shoulder. The last movement we're going to go over is going to be warming up shoulder external rotation. So external rotation, if our arms are neutral here, is bringing those arms up here into this almost field goal position. Shoulder external rotation is crucial for overhead motions. If we're internally rotated and try to flex our shoulder, we're going to run into some of those impingement type symptoms. So we need to externally rotate, open up, allowing us to press overhead. There's the old classic, grab a dumbbell and just wave your arms like this. That's not really going to be giving us the most benefit for warming up shoulder external rotation, rather than just loading the biceps tendon and adding a ton of rotation to the shoulder. So here's a variation. You're going to be on the floor once again with a slider, a paper towel, something to protect the elbow if you need it. And then I have some bands anchored up just under the camera here. So band is pulling to the opposite side shoulder in which I'm using. I'm going to place that elbow on the slider. Other hand here for support. Arm is in neutral position, and we're just going to externally rotate. Nice and slow. Right here, we are kind of loading the shoulder capsule, but also activating external rotation of the shoulder in a 90-degree flex position. With this, we don't just need to go fast and crank them out. I want you to pay close attention to the motion, pulling, pausing at the top, and then slower eccentrically loading this shoulder capsule. And of course, you can do it on both sides. If you're having more pain on one side, kind of pay more attention to the positioning there. Go ahead and try these out. Try pressing overhead after this quick warm-up. Let me know what you think.